Good morning. Yesterday we saw that one of the key purposes of Scripture is the unveiling of Christ and His gospel. Well, when Jesus unveiled the gospel, He unveiled the gospel and He referred to it Himself as the gospel of the kingdom. So one of the things that Scripture does for us is it teaches us how to live in that kingdom, how to live under His rule. And of course that is a big deal. That's why when we mentioned 2 Timothy 3:16 and 17, a text that talks about the nature of Scripture as God breathed out, that is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for instruction, for training in righteousness, right? When we see that, it's profitable to give us how we should live and how we should move, how we should have our being in that way in this world. We see in Hebrews 4 that it's living, dynamic, that it cuts us open, right? It does that because it's trying to help us understand how to live in the kingdom. John 17, when Jesus prayed, he prayed to the Father, and I want to read you a portion of that because I think it gives us insight into the nature of the Word. He prays, I do not ask, this is in verse 15 through 17, I do not ask that you take them out of the world, but that you keep them from the evil one. They are not of the world, just as I am not of the world. And then verse 17, sanctify them in the truth. Why? Next statement. Your word is truth. It's the tool of setting people apart in God's kingdom for His purposes, for His use. So as you come to your day, the reason you start with the Word is to baptize your mind, get yourself thinking God's thoughts after Him, right? Secondly, so that you are gaining insight into how to live that day, that hour, that minute in His kingdom. So when you're not sure what to do, you go to the Word. When you need help, you go to the Word. When you need instruction, you go to the Word. When you need to understand something, you go to the Word. When you feel confused, perplexed, you go to the Word. It teaches you how to live in His kingdom. That's one of its key purposes. So remember yesterday, unveiling Christ and His gospel, and secondly, teaching you how to live in His kingdom. May the Lord bless you as you seek to do that very thing for His glory.